Thank you for cooking with Sabor de Arte. Translation, a taste of art. I'm Chef Matthew Alexander, and today I'm going to take you through 3 different recipes. We're going to do an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. Our appetizer consists of seared langoustine with a coconut curry crema and toasted coconut flakes. Our second course is going to be our duck breast, prepared 2 ways. It's going to be our duck confit and our Szechuan peppercorn duck breast. It's going to be paired with our potato leek puree and our carnival cauliflower and blueberry demi-glace. And lastly will be our third course, our homemade ice cream. It's our vanilla bean ice cream with our cinnamon fireball syrup and our molten lava cake. You don't want to miss this. Okay guys, today we're gonna start out with our ice cream. It's our salted caramel and vanilla bean ice cream. We're gonna finish it with a simple syrup consisting of maple and cinnamon fireball. But first what we wanna do is make our custard, guys, okay? So in here I have 3 whole eggs and 4 egg yolks. I've imparted about 1 3/4 cups of sugar into here, and we're gonna bring this right over here and leave this right over here. Next, what we want to do is, beforehand, guys, you want to get your heavy cream and your milk up. For this particular recipe, I use 2 3/4 cups of milk and 2 3/4 cups of heavy cream. The heavy cream that you use, guys, you want it to have a heavy, high fat content because you'll get a lot more viscosity, thickness, and richness into your ice cream, guys. Also, we're going to use fresh vanilla bean today. A lot of recipes call for vanilla extract. Extract is great. However, I love authentic flavor, and you're only going to get authentic flavor from a vanilla bean. So I have 2 beans here. I went ahead and I've cut them in half. After you cut them in half, guys, you just want to run your knife right down the center of the pod, like so, and you will get all of the middle part, all of that bean out, and you're going to come over here and put it right into your heavy cream and milk. You'll do the second thing with your second vanilla bean as well. And now we're gonna take the bean from the second pod and add it to our pot. Now guys, make a note, be super, super careful when reducing your cream and your milk, because what happens is the sugar that's in here will boil over. It's happened to me a million times, so be really careful and keep it on a nice low simmer. Once you have your vanilla bean in your reduction, your cream reduction, you're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. And we'll just kind of let that work. Now guys, remember, the longer you reduce your cream, the thicker and richer that ice cream is gonna be, okay? So what we're gonna do here now, you may look online and there's all these different recipes on how to go about executing things. This is something I've done 1,000 times. Here's my professional opinion on how to go about executing this custard. So a lot of recipes online will tell you to add eggs and your sugar to your cream. What's gonna happen is you're gonna wind up curdling your eggs. You're gonna create scrambled eggs. That's not what we're looking for, trust me. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take our cream, which is reducing, and we're gonna add our cream to the eggs. And what's gonna happen is we're gonna bring down the temperature of our cream properly so that when we add our eggs back into the pot, it's not such a sudden shock and we don't curdle our eggs. So we're just gonna go ahead like so, add our reduced cream and milk into our eggs. And what I'll do is I'll switch from using a whisk to a rubber spatula. And the reason why I do that is because we're not looking to whip air into this. So I will then switch over just to kind of get it started, And the reason why I like to start with the whisk is because in the beginning I do want that air just to bring down the temperature of this cream a little quicker, just so we don't curdle our eggs. Keep it nice and low, and you'll find that it may take about 20 to 25 minutes to make this custard, but that's okay. If you look here, look at the consistency, okay? It's not nappe yet. So what I'm looking for is a much thicker consistency, a lot more viscosity. So when it gets there, I'll let you guys know. In the interim, I'm just gonna move this pot over for a second. Okay guys, so here we have it. Our custard is now nappe. Oh my God, that is so good. Is we're gonna take our custard and we're gonna put her in this little pan right here to cool her down. So we're gonna go in the back, put her on ice, and I'll be back to show you our appetizer course. Okay guys, and we're back. So we're gonna start out with an appetizer course today, guys. I absolutely love this appetizer. We're doing a coconut curried saffron langoustine dish. So what I've done is we're gonna work with a little bit of langoustine today, guys. Langoustine is a Norwegian lobster. They call it the foie gras of the sea. Here's what she looks like, whole. So it also goes by the name of scampi. So first things first, I just want to get our sauce up and rolling, okay? So what we're going to use in our sauce for our coconut curry creme is we're going to use some shallot, some garlic, some ginger, some red jalapeno, and a bunch of spices, which I'll get into once we're up to that. It doesn't really matter what your cuts look like as far as your cuts being uniform on small dice, or large dice or whatever, because again, we're going to be straining it out. You need to use the right tools, right? You want to always try and use knives that are extremely sharp. Keep the knife right up against your fingers. Keep those fingers tucked. So here I am, melting our butter down. I don't use regular butter. Clarified butter is fantastic for cooking because it has a much higher smoking point. So what we have here is clarified butter. So today we're just gonna saute off our garlic just to start and our ginger. I like to do my garlic and ginger first before my shallot because the shallot cooks very quickly. And we're gonna let our garlic go just for a minute, just because I want a little bit of caramelization. I love the roasted flavor profile that comes through on garlic. There is a really nice layer of sweetness behind this sauce, okay? And that sweetness pairs perfectly with our langoustine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some cream sherry, and this cream sherry will really make the coconut in our sauce pop, okay? So we'll add that after. So our garlic is going, we'll now add our ginger. Okay guys, we also have spices here as well today. So we're gonna use coriander, cinnamon, a little bit of cardamom, and some bay leaf. We're gonna put them right into our saute pan. So right now we're actually blooming these spices a little bit, which means it's gonna, wow, the aromatic flavor in here is incredible. Once you guys try this recipe, you'll be able to smell exactly what I'm smelling now, and it's delicious. We're now gonna finish off with our shallot. In about 30 seconds, we'll add our cream sherry. If she doesn't flambe right away, if you guys saw, you can just tilt it like I did and allow the alcohol to catch fire, and there she goes. Once that alcohol is burned off, you could then go ahead and add your coconut milk. So I like to add my curry, or any powder for that matter, if you're doing the recipe this way, any recipe for that matter, to your saute. This kitchen smells amazing. Now we'll add our coconut milk. You want to look for cream that has a very high fat content. So here is a can of coconut milk that has a very high fat content. So what's going to happen here is we're going to reduce this down, and with the fat content being as high as it is, I'm going to be able to achieve the viscosity that I am looking for because of the high fat content in this coconut milk. So next, what are we doing? We're going to take our langoustines. So here's your langoustine here, guys. So you're going to remove the langoustine tail from the upper part of the body. Now you could actually use this same technique for a lobster as well, okay? So you're just gonna twist in a counterclockwise motion and remove the body from the head. Now we need to expose our tail. Now there's a couple of joints here. There's one in the front, one in the middle, one in the end, that if you squeeze them together, they'll break. So I'm gonna show you. So we're just gonna make an incision right underneath the shell right here, and it's about 1/4 inch in. That's it. That's it. What's gonna happen is that's gonna allow the meat to separate from the shell once I go in and try to expose the meat. You wanna keep a lot of pressure upward so you don't cut into your meat. Our shell has been cut on the top and the bottom. I'm just gonna take one of my fingers and place it underneath the meat. And as you can see right there, immediately she released. This is what we're going to be using as our vessel on top of the dish. So check that out. Look how beautiful that is for the presentation. She's gorgeous. Okay, once it's out, and the meat is laying right on top of the shell, we're gonna just go ahead and clean out the cavity right here. Next up, we're gonna saute our shells, okay? So sauteing our shells will bring out a lot of flavor in those shells, and it's gonna give us an opportunity to once again flambe and impart a different kind of liqueur into our sauce. Langoustine heads, gonna saute them off. And we're just gonna take these langoustine heads with this white wine and add it right to our sauce. So next up, we're gonna strain our sauce out, okay? So guys, I like to use a chinois or a china cap. It's a very, very fine mesh strainer. It will catch everything. This will make your sauce extremely smooth. You just need a couple of pinches of saffron. It will also change the color of the sauce as well, and it's extremely aromatic. It's a very, very, very delicate protein, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna sear the top end. We're gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper. This is kosher salt. So we're just gonna sear the top of this. We sear for 3 reasons, right? We sear for color, we sear for texture, and we sear to encase the juices into a protein. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to use clarified butter because it has a very high smoking point, and get a beautiful sear on this langoustine. You wanna make sure that the pan is smoking. Once she's smoking, she's ready. We're just gonna take our langoustine, put it on its back like so, and anytime I'm searing, I like to put a little bit more pressure, whether it's steak, whether it's chicken, whether it's shrimp, and I like to put a little bit of weight on it to help really start that sear. Sweetened coconut flakes and just saute them in a little butter. And this is the end result. They're nice and crunchy. It actually caramelizes the sugar that's in that coconut flake. And again, it really pairs very, very well with the sauce and adds a beautiful crunchy element to your dish. Perfect. Now look at that. Look at the beautiful color, the beautiful sear. People, there needs to be a happy balance on the palate, but there's more than just flavor profiles that go into food, okay? So here are our toasted coconut flakes that I have put around the sides of our dish. And I'm just gonna go ahead now and use some of these beautiful micros that I have. So now guys, there are several elements to flavor profiles, correct? So I wanna impart a little more acidity into this sauce. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zest a little lime in there. And we're gonna go ahead, squeeze a little bit of lime in there for some acidity. Let's plate her up now. So just take a little bit of your sauce. Now we'll take this beautiful langoustine. If you can, just fan them out just a tad and plate the langoustine right in the middle of the dish like so. And we'll take one of these beautiful jalapenos for a little bit of color and a little bit of pop, a little bit of fire. And there you have it, guys. There's our coconut curry langoustine dish with saffron. Okay guys, so next up is our duck dish. I absolutely love serving duck dishes. Now duck could be prepared a plethora of ways. So we're actually gonna do two different types of styles of execution for our duck. One, we're gonna talk about duck confit. And second, we're gonna do a seared duck breast. Okay, so our duck confit is here. I've went ahead and I've confit them already because the process takes about 3.5 hours. First, you'll need about 5 to 7 pounds of duck fat. So what you'll do is you'll render the fat down. Once the fat is rendered down, you'll go ahead and make a sachet. So a sachet is made out of cheesecloth, and there are several spices in here. In here we have a little bit of star anise, a little more cinnamon, coriander, a bay leaf, and juniper berries and telecherries in here. So what I'm gonna do here is I already have some duck fat rendered down back here. And what you'll do is you'll just put your sachet right into your confit. You'll tie her up to the side and you're gonna set your confit nice and low. You wanna try not to let your confit go above 190 to 195 degrees. And you'll take your duck legs and submerge them right into the confit. Once you start seeing the leg exposed from the skin, that will be a very good telltale sign of when your duck is complete. Okay guys, so once your duck legs are confit, you could do those well ahead of time. So I do them first thing in the morning, and once they're finished, I like to keep them submerged in the confit. Okay guys, so here we have our duck breast, and I've scored it several times. Now scoring is just to create incisions, kind of speed things up here, and I've already rubbed this with Szechuan. Okay, Szechuan peppercorn. I ran them through my spice grinder, made a beautiful powder out of it, and I've done it actually the night before to really impart some strong Szechuan flavor in there. So what we'll do is you want to put it in a pan that's really not too hot whatsoever, and it will slowly render out, okay? Next, while we're waiting for that, we can go into our demi-glace for the sauce. So here today, I have our demi-glace here. She's really, really thick. Look. So we've already confit our duck, okay? Our duck is ready. All we're looking to do now we're looking to sear. We're gonna be using our duck fat to sear our duck legs. Take a little bit of our duck fat, which I've taken out already from here. Put a little bit of that duck fat in there. This is a true demi right here. I can't tell you how many times it's been fortified and cooked down over and over and over again. So we're just gonna put this demi-glace in here. So guys, just to kind of touch base back upon that demi-glace. So what I do, guys, is I take veal bones and I'll roast my veal bones, about 25 pounds of veal bones, off in my oven for about, I don't know, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. I rub them up with some tomato paste and let them roast off. Throughout the months, I also collect a lot of scraps from my filet mignon, scraps from sirloin, so on and so forth. I roast my scraps off as well in the oven with my bones. I then take my mirepoix, my carrot, my celery, my onion. I rub them all in tomato paste as well, and this will give me some really, really dark, rich color in my stock. Everything gets roasted off. Once I achieve the color that I am looking for on my bones and on my mirepoix, I pull it out and I put it into a big 40-quart pot, and I always, this is imperative, you always start your stocks with cold water. Our pan's smoking, right guys? So if she's smoking, it means she's ready to sear. So we're gonna come over here, we'll take our duck legs, skin side down. I love that noise. Now guys, our duck breast is done. Absolutely perfect. Look how beautiful she is. For this particular breast right here, I'm saying about 2.5, 3 minutes tops in the oven, and she'll be ready to go. So in she goes. Leg confit. Look how beautiful this sear is, and look at the color. If you can hear that, it's so crunchy, it's unreal. So we're just gonna set these aside. Let's finish up our demi-glace. So our demi-glace is right here, and I'd like to just whip in a little bit of our blueberry. Just do about half a tablespoon to a tablespoon, because that demi-glace is extremely thick right now. As you guys saw, I turned it upside down and she was not moving. So put her on the back and let her work. And next guys, you can get your cauliflower ready. So our cauliflower, guys, we're gonna be using duck fat, okay? Why not, right? We have it, might as well use it. It's like gold. So we're gonna get our pan nice and hot. Here's our beautiful carnival cauliflower. Lastly is our carnival cauliflower. Now guys, I love to sear them because we're gonna get a really nice contrast between the color of the actual cauliflower and the sear. Our duck fat, you see she's smoking, which means she's ready. So guys, we're just using a little bit of duck fat, salt and pepper. You can go ahead and use garlic, you can use shallot. Again, this is gonna be a very clean, neat dish. The garlic and shallot will kind of have a very rustic and kind of a rustic look on the plate, which I'm not looking for here. This is a classical dish. Yes, look at the color on that. The sear is coming through beautifully on all of it. Beautiful. Absolutely perfect. You're gonna get a lot of snap, crackle, and pop, guys, so be very careful when doing this at home. And as you can see here too as well, once I pull them out, that steam has kind of accentuated the color profile on our cauliflower. So we're ready to plate now. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna cut our duck breast and see how we did. She's perfect, absolutely perfect, guys. Look how beautiful she is. And the crust and the texture on this Szechuan is absolutely phenomenal. Next up, guys, is our duck confit, which are our duck legs. So I went ahead, as you guys saw, they're separated. So we have our breast and our leg. And our next two components on our plate are gonna be our mashed potato. Put it into this piping bag. It makes for an absolute beautiful presentation. But first things first, we're gonna put down our demi-glace. So let's grab our demi-glace. I'm not about masking flavor of the protein. I'm about buying a good quality product and just accentuating its flavor that it's already carrying. So we'll just come here. Guys, your demi, look how thick this is. This is gorgeous. Now guys, remember, you're the creator, right? It's really whatever you want it to be, okay? Serving your guests, have your duck breast face up. I'm gonna have it over here for plating purposes now, and then turn it so you guys can see it once the application is complete. Come over here with our potatoes. Duck confit, duck breast, carnival cauliflower, and a leek and chive potato. Coming up next, guys, if you have a sweet tooth, you won't want to miss this ice cream. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so we're here with our dessert. For all of you ice cream lovers, here's our custard, guys. Here's what you're looking for. It's nice and thick. You can see those beautiful vanilla beans all throughout the custard. And all you need to do is dump your custard in here. So now that our custard is in, we're just gonna put the top on our machine, turn her on, and she's ready to rock. In 20 minutes, you'll have the most delicious ice cream you've ever tasted. We have the most amazing, delicious ice cream here that we've made. It's a vanilla bean and sea salted caramel ice cream. So now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the machine back on and I'm gonna drizzle our caramel throughout the machine as it turns the ice cream. So here we go. So our ice cream's turning all throughout the ice cream as she turns. And you wanna manipulate the ice cream just a bit with your rubber spatula just to make sure it is spread throughout the entire mixture. So here she goes as she's working through. While this works through, guys, in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make our syrup and we're gonna pull our lava cake out. Our lava cake's been working for about 14 minutes. This is an absolute perfect accompaniment for a dessert like this. And we have our maple syrup, guys. So our maple syrup is nice and warm. And now for the fun part. This is like everyone's favorite part. Cinnamon fireball syrup. Right? We're gonna flambe. Once again, if she's not hot enough, there we go. Let her work. Okay guys, so here we are. We're gonna plate our dessert, our cinnamon fireball syrup. And we'll just take our lava cake like so. And you can get a really good idea on how much syrup is in there once that lava cake kind of goes in. So we'll add another drop. Now on the inside of that lava cake is some delicious decadent chocolate that should come oozing out once we open it up. Okay guys, next up we're gonna plate our ice cream. This is the fun part. Oh my God, so delicious. I like to let the ice cream sit a little bit, but again, it's up to your interpretation of how you want to go about presenting it. This ice cream, it's a little soft right now. We're gonna finish this off with a little bit of sea salt. As you can see, the ice cream is melting quickly. And there you have it, guys, our cinnamon fireball syrup with our sea salted and vanilla bean caramel and lava cake dessert. Let's break right into this. Oh my God, look at that. Wow, unbelievable. Oh my God. This is good, guys. Wow. Thank you for joining us on this fun-filled episode. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.